Hey guys, so for my focus project, I decided to study the effects that weather can have on mood, emotions, or just overall motivation, with a specific focus on seasonal affective disorder, or SAD for short. And seasonal affective disorder is defined as a mood disorder characterized by depression that occurs at the same time every year, and it's typically in the winter. I was drawn to this topic because during the colder months, I tend to find myself struggling with motivation to do things, and I tend to lose interest in like my schoolwork or my daily hobbies that I normally enjoy doing. So this led me to question how much of a role weather actually plays in how we feel in our day-to-day lives. And I feel like this is important because anxiety and depression are problems that are very prevalent in the world today, specifically in teens. And I feel like if we learn more about the causes of anxiety and depression, such as seasonal affective disorder, then that can lead us to a solution for these problems. Okay, so for my first product, I decided that I would keep a journal for the past few weeks of my mood, and I would also obviously record the weather that day, and then describe how I was feeling, if I was felt motivated or didn't really have any interest in what I was doing. So I'm gonna go through a few of those days with y'all. Okay, so I'm just going to share a few of my journal entries with y'all so y'all can get like a widespread view of like my different moods throughout this time. So this is one of my first journal entries. It's Sunday, February 2nd, so that was the day after Sadie's. The weather was not the best. The high was 64, but it was definitely not 64 degrees. It was kind of cold that day, but it wasn't raining. And so as you can tell by reading this, my mood was okay. I wasn't overly happy or overly sad. I was really tired, probably due to Sadie's though. um, but I did say that I was in a pretty good mood, and I felt very pleased with my weekend. So I don't really think that I was strongly affected by the weather yet. Okay, so this was probably one of the worst days out of all the ones I recorded. Is Wednesday, February 19th. And I don't know if y'all remember, but this was like right in the middle of when it was raining for literally like 2 weeks straight. And it was super cold outside. And I wrote that it's been raining for almost all of February, it feels like. And I just was really not motivated to do anything. I hated going to school every day, walking up to school in the freezing cold. I couldn't pay attention in any of my classes, and I was falling behind on my schoolwork. And at the end there, I said, I really wish it would stop raining, and I don't know how people live in Seattle. Yeah, I definitely don't know how they do that, but I think that just goes to show like how much the weather was actually affecting me at this time, because there's not really any other factors I could point to that would cause me to be acting like this. So Thursday, March 12th is one of the last days. Actually, it's the last day that I recorded in my journal. This was the day before we got out for the Corona shutdown. And the weather was super nice this day. I remember it really felt like summer outside. And so I wrote a lot. I seemed to be in a good mood. I said I've been feeling super productive recently, and school's going really well. And that normally I'm really stressed during that time of year, but I was feeling really relaxed and content. It hadn't rained for a while, and it was just starting to feel like spring, more like summer though. On this day it was really hot. And so I was feeling really productive, and we were getting ready to do the online school for 2 weeks. So I wrote that I was a little nervous for that, but hopefully I can develop an effective schedule and stay positive. So definitely throughout these 2 weeks that we've been out, I feel like I've stayed on track, and the weather's been super nice. So I feel like that's definitely affected my mood. So the main reason I decided on this journal as my first product was because throughout my research, I found that a lot of people um, found that their mood improved, or that they just felt better when they were able to talk about like how they were feeling each day. And I figured that writing in a journal would be a good way to express that and a good way to be able to share with you guys how my mood changed with how the weather changed throughout this time. And I feel like it's a really cool thing to look back on and like reflect on. And I'm excited to continue my research and continue learning more about how seasonal affective disorder can affect everyday people. So, yeah, thanks, y'all.